Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, Lauren here with another great business to discuss on this episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. Today's guest is Fortuna, and she's selling her e-commerce business on the Empire Flippers marketplace. So welcome to the show, Fortuna. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm really good, thank you.
Fantastic. I'm really excited to learn more about your business. But before we dive in, I'm going to go over a brief summary of the business. As I mentioned, this is an e-commerce business. It's in the beauty niche and it was created in June 2015. The average monthly revenue for the business is $10,862 and it makes an average of $5,533 per month in net profit. For everyone listening, you can visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing number 56840 to learn more about the business. Or you can unlock this listing to start your due diligence if you're interested in purchasing this asset. Before we dive into the interview, let's have a look and see what assets are included in the sale. There is a Shopify account with 9 SKUs, a domain and all site content and files, a 301 redirect domain, 5 inactive domains, a branded email address, an Amazon Central Seller account, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest social media accounts, an email list with over 27,000 subscribers, marketing images and videos, as well as a UK trademark. So now that we know more about the business, let's hear from the seller. Fortuna, can you tell us a little bit about your background in building and running online businesses?
So I set up the business back in 2015. I had been a freelancer and I'd really enjoyed being a freelancer at an app startup. I'd been working in marketing, promoting the app, and I really felt that I could do it myself for my own beauty business.
Wonderful. So what made you choose the e-commerce business model and Shopify in particular over something like Amazon FBA, for example?
Well, with Shopify, I absolutely love that they have 24-hour customer service and that I can create my very own storefront and I can manage the business myself. I feel with Amazon, they're a little bit more restrictive with FBA rules. And I found that their rules were quite restrictive. And also, I wouldn't be able to grow beyond Amazon. So at least 20% of your profits are going straight to Amazon. But with Shopify, I felt that I could expand globally without having to pay all of the extra costs when you have various Amazon international storefronts. And I could really manage access to my customers because with Amazon, naturally, you don't have their email. You can't actually use their email and contact details. But with Shopify, the customer data becomes your data to use and to market and to get in touch with them regularly. So I really preferred that aspect of Shopify.
Yeah, that's a great point. So what made you choose the beauty niche in particular?
When I was growing up, I've always been interested in natural beauty products, things that don't have additives, fillers, products that are suitable for vegans and they're halal and kosher. Throughout my teens, I've always been interested in that. And I've been trying lots of beauty products and various makeups and hair care products. Yeah, so it's kind of been like in my blood to be interested in that. And then my interest in that combined after I'd been working as a freelancer and I wanted to set up my own venture.
Yeah, that's wonderful. It certainly sounds like you have a passion for the business. What are the reasons that you're selling it now?
Well, for a couple of reasons. So when I set up my brand, I was like young, free and single and I didn't have children. But now, like fast forwards to 6 years later, I'm married now with kids and I just have more commitments as well with our family. I want to be around more for elderly members of our family that need more help. So yeah, that's really the main reason, just my time constraints at the moment.
Okay, wonderful. So on your journey with this business, is there anything you learned that really worked and was a great success story that you would apply to future businesses or sites that you may work on?
I think keeping in regular contact with our customers and being very personable through Instagram and through email marketing campaigns. So avoiding being overly salesy, but just sort of sending messages where I'm giving them lots of information about beauty products and trends and things that they can try and do themselves. I think that's something that I would like to apply to a future venture when I create something different next time around.
Yeah, that's a fantastic point. It's very important to humanize the business as much as you can.
Exactly, yeah.
So on the flip side of the coin, is there anything that really didn't work out? Or if you had to go back and start the business all over again, is there anything that you would do differently the second time around?
I wouldn't use Facebook advertising. I feel that over the years, I think it became really expensive and just it didn't work. And we tried various bits of testing. And for me, it just didn't work. But I think with other people, if they were the Facebook ad manager themselves and they knew exactly what they were doing, perhaps it would work. But when you start hiring out and outsourcing your advertising on Facebook to other people, I think sometimes it just gets so expensive and it just goes out of control a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've mentioned Facebook advertising as well as Instagram and email. Can you walk us through what you currently do in terms of marketing?
So we do actually advertise on Instagram, but we work with influencers in particular. So we send them our content and they share it to their millions of followers. And the profiles that the influencers that we actually send them to, they are really, really niched, particularly, for our niche. And we also do sort of email marketing as well. Also, something that works very well for us is that we advertise in a magazine, and it's a really quite niche magazine, so it does really well for us in the UK.
Oh, wonderful. It sounds like you've got quite a broad reach there. Can you tell me where the majority of your traffic comes from?
Yes, so a huge proportion of our traffic comes from the US, and then next down it's the UK, and then next down it's India. So mostly the US.
Okay, wonderful. And the visitors to your Shopify store, what sort of channels are they coming through? Is that Google organic or are they coming to you through social media?
Yeah, so we're really pleased that about 60% of our visitors just come purely through organically, finding they would search for a topic on the topic that we create content on and then find us just as our blogs and find us through there and then perhaps sign up for our ebook and then go on a kind of journey before they place their order. But our stats on our Shopify store show that 80% of our customers actually place an order the first time they visit, which is like pretty high. Lots of people don't abandon. So the first time they visit actually place the order, which is quite exciting.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So your store's obviously making a great first impression on them.
Oh yeah, hopefully. Yeah, thank you.
So if you were to keep the business, what are some of the ways that you would try and grow it or the growth opportunities that you've identified for the business?
Well, primarily, we have actually started a little bit on marketing on Amazon. So we have a freelancer that works purely on marketing on Amazon, and he's been able to grow our Amazon store regularly now over the months. We're trending upwards. Another thing I would definitely do is to promote us more on TikTok. We don't really have that much of a presence there. And I feel that TikTok is going to be the next Instagram because the traffic and the reach that you can get through there is huge. It's not restricted in the same way that Instagram and Facebook are. So those two main things I would work on.
Yeah, those are some great insights, especially about TikTok. I completely agree with you there. So Fortuna, can you walk me through your supply chain? Where are your suppliers based and how does inventory get from the suppliers to the customer?
Yeah, sure. So our supplier is based in Bicester in Oxfordshire. So they manufacture our product and they have their own in-house warehouse. So our products are manufactured and prepared there and they're maintained in extremely hygienic circumstances in an environment that meets EU and UK legislative requirements. And from there, it's stored with them and through our Shopify store, when an order comes through, it goes directly to them and it's picked, packed and dispatched directly. So I don't have to even think about it or do any work connected to it.
Oh, that's wonderful. It sounds very streamlined and sort of stress-free on your part.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. And it's been like that from the beginning. I couldn't handle trying to dispatch stuff myself. Yeah.
Yeah, no one needs that added stress. So talking about, having it streamlined, can you walk me through what sort of work you do on the business on a daily basis? How many hours per week do you work and what sort of tasks take up your time?
So I actually work around 3.5 hours a week, perhaps on a Friday or a Thursday morning. And my job includes really paying all the bills, making sure that everything's paid because I'll pay our freelancers and I'll pay our influencers that we work with. I also, once every 3 months, I make sure all our VAT receipts are uploaded onto QuickBooks so my accountant can sort it all out for me. So on a weekly basis, I'll maybe create some customer emails. I'll make sure influencers are paid. I'll handle any queries as well, just via WhatsApp with our main freelancer who manages the business really completely. I'm not really sure what I do because I don't actually do that much. I'm sort of quite busy with family. So that's purely what I do, paying the bills and just answering a few quick questions. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. It sounds like you've got a really well-oiled machine there.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
So you've talked about a couple of freelancers. Can you describe any employees or freelancers that are part of your business and what tasks they take on?
Yes, so we have one freelancer who manages our customer services and she manages all of our social media. So we hire a secondary freelancer on Fiverr that creates all of our content on Instagram. And our main freelancer schedules all of the content for the month ahead. She answers all customer inquiries and she also does lots of ad hoc marketing tasks. So, for example, a few months ago, we sent lots of content out to YouTubers. So she manages all of that. And also this summer, we've been working extensively with more affiliates and we've been growing our affiliate scheme. So she is around to do lots of ad hoc marketing tasks as well. And she knows the business inside out because she's been working here since 2016. And then another freelancer works purely on growing our Amazon seller account. So he's been doing really well with that. And then we have my supplier who's also our warehouse and dispatch team. And they're actually available. They're so lovely and they're available via WhatsApp. So sometimes something will come in and I'll have a quick question so they can WhatsApp me and I just get back to them. So it's those three main kind of like freelance and outsource people, really.
Oh, fantastic. Sounds like a really great team. So for someone who's not familiar with the beauty niche or this particular Shopify business model, what skills or requirements would you say that they would need in order to run the business successfully?
I think if they're able to think creatively, so for example, with TikTok, if you're able to perhaps jump onto trends, see what the kind of content that you can create that relates to your brand and create that. And then also, as well as being creative, be consistent. So when you see that something works particularly well, like for us, we found that our blog content was bringing in lots of traffic. We then had to be consistent in creating more blog content and regularly so that it's continually being uploaded. So those two main things, and also not being disappointed if you try something and it doesn't work out first time and you've got to try it again and then tweak it and pivot. So just having the mindset that you can just keep going. And also I think this business would be really particularly good for someone who is in the habit of buying businesses and then completely turning them around. They can see things that perhaps, the entrepreneur that set it up can't see. So yeah, I think we would be perfect for that kind of business person.
Yeah, that's a fantastic point. So what are the biggest risks that you would identify with this business that buyers should be aware of?
I guess one of the main risks that you could say are Google algorithmic changes to do with people finding our blog content. But on the flip side, it's not that much of a risk because we've maintained so much traffic already. And it's not going to be that difficult to understand the next algorithm, kind of teach yourself about it and then move forward to serve Google's audiences again in a new way. So it's not that much of a risk for someone that's an entrepreneur and that is able to pivot and just overcome various obstacles. Because I've had to do that regularly throughout the business where it kind of goes into cycles and you think, okay, I've got to switch what I'm doing and then do something brand new. So yeah,
that's a fair point. As long as you're flexible and then you can ride those changes as and when they come.
Exactly. Yeah.
You obviously know this business inside and out. What sort of support are you willing to offer the buyer to help ease the transition?
Well, I'm around for at least 6 weeks. So for calls and everything, around to answer emails within a couple of hours. Whenever you want to speak to me, just send me a WhatsApp or give me a call or anything. I'm totally here for you because I feel that if I was in the position where I wanted to buy a company, I'd really want someone to, even if you just have a quick question on finding assets in our Google Drive and stuff like that. So I'm totally around and I'm here for you guys. And also beyond the 6 weeks, if you ever just have a quick question or just wanted to pick my brain about something, then I'm just here. So I'm totally an open book and so I'm here for the next person that wants to take the business forward.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I'm sure they're going to really appreciate that support. Are you open to negotiating something like an earnout when it comes time to actually negotiate the deal?
For me, I think it would be a little bit difficult to have an earnout purely because my time is quite constrained with family, particularly elderly family members that I'm now helping around a lot more. So it wouldn't really be something that I could do. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And would you be willing to commit to a non-compete agreement?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think I already have committed to the non-compete agreement with the Empire Flippers terms and conditions. So I'm already committed.
Wonderful. That's fantastic. So is there any advice that you would give to our listeners that you wish you knew when you first started out in this business?
The first bit of advice I would give is to read reviews of the suppliers that you start working with. So when I first set up the business in 2015, when I was sorting out all of our packaging, I found this, what I thought was a great supplier to do all of our labels. And then they turned out to be a nightmare supplier. And if I had just taken an extra half an hour to search for their reviews, I would have known this. And it became expensive. I had to get more labels. So I think the first thing is to read reviews, just to understand the background of whoever it is that you're working with. And I would also say just go for it as well. I spent a long time sort of dithering and planning what I was going to do and thinking about it. And if I had just started much earlier, I feel that, I could have sold, I might have sold my business a year or two ago. But so just start and then you can figure out things along the way.
Yeah, that's a fantastic point, especially you said about suppliers. Suppliers can make or break a business.
Yeah, exactly.
So why do you think that the Shopify business model is great for those who are first starting out their online businesses?
I think the great thing about Shopify is that it's so easy to create your website from scratch using the templates. I mean, it's so easy. And then secondly, and then what separates you from Amazon and other things is that you have access to your customer emails, their mobile numbers. So you could send SMS cart abandonment and sales emails where you just boost sales every now and again. So that's purely the best thing. And secondly as well, I find with Shopify compared to say Magento and the other platforms is that their customer service is so good. If you want to tweak your website or change the formatting, I found with the other platform, when I was looking around for the best platform, I would have to send an email and wait for them to get back to me. But with Shopify, there's the live chat and there's lots of content out there all about Shopify, about how to develop your website. So I just found everything they offer makes life so much easier for an entrepreneur. So I love Shopify.
Yeah, that's a great point. It's important to have a platform that supports you as a seller.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Fortuna, the last question of the interview, and the one that I'm sure most buyers will be interested to hear, is if you had to put yourself into the shoes of a buyer, why do you think your business is a business worth buying?
Purely because it's doing really well and our customers keep coming back. We have a repeat order rate, which I think is just through the roof. So you'll be able to see it on our dashboard when you unlock. And the main thing is that it's so passive. So for me, because I now dedicate to around 3 hours a week to do it and I have lots of other obligations. If, for example, you take on the business and then you yourself are busy, you know that it's still going to be running in the background and orders are still coming in without actually having to do anything. And then when you have the time to take it on as a project, then it's there for you to grow and expand. And there are lots of ways to grow the business through Amazon, through working with more influencers on TikTok. And purely also, we haven't actually done lots of other things yet that we want to get started on, like SMS cart abandonment and more creative email campaigns. So there's already sort of opportunities from the beginning. And also it's Black Friday next month. So it's going to be doing well already next month. So you could be part of that.
Yeah, that's a great point. And it certainly sounds like an excellent business that you've built up.
Oh, thank you.
So Fortuna, is there anything else you'd like to share with the audience that I might have missed?
I think I'm so excited about working with Empire Flippers. I've had such a positive experience so far, purely from the beginning, working with them, and you guys get back to us so quickly if we have a quick question. I had a quick question for the person that I was working from Empire Flippers, the broker, and rather than email, he just called all the way from Florida. So I was just really impressed that you guys get back to me. The interaction is really, really good. So yeah, that was my last bit.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm so glad you've had a great experience with us. And I've loved this interview so far. So I'm sure everyone's enjoyed working with you as well.
Oh, thank you so much.
Well, thanks so much for your time, Fortuna. It's been great talking to you.
Yeah, thanks so much. You too. Have a lovely day.
Thank you. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this listing has already been sold, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing number 56840. If you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. Once you've unlocked this listing, you'll be given everything you need to know about this business. So until next time, enjoy your digital journey.